Well, good afternoon and welcome inside our Drawson Recreation Center as we get set for action between the visiting Lakeland Heat and the Sherwood Park Titans. My name is Keenan, bringing you all the action this afternoon. We thank you so much for tuning in to CROW LAX TV. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. You'll be notified every single time we go live all season long across Junior B Tier 1, Junior B Tier 2, Alberta Major Female, and Senior B. Off the opening draw, deep in Titans territory, the Heat are going to win that. Looking around the outside, getting a quick shot off on goaltender Kira Sarich, and tossed aside. As in the Heat zone, the Heat are immediately going to strip it from Tellier. Try and go back to work on the offensive is Bordelot. Bordelot holding, passing to Grisella. Dished off and cross pass and looking inside for Sarich. As now play in the far side corner. It's a quick shot from the outside and turned aside once more. The Heat all over the Titans to start. This one is now finally they get a shot off and through traffic putting it home. Jonah Whaley gets the Heat on the board first in this one. It's 1-0. Whaley on the second chance opportunity, able to find the twine. Off the ensuing draw, a bit of a stalemate for a second before it pops out back to Cowan. Now working its way up. Looking back door was Gadbois. Just barely missed the net on that one. Now the Heat coming back the other way. Hordachuk with it, was knocked out of his stick momentarily, just trying to get it as it bounces right towards Sarich, picks it up. He's going to send it up the close side boards to Hoover. Hoover trying to get around the captain of Bishop. Bishop able to knock it loose. Bishop cutting in, getting a shot off, and he stepped in the crease nonetheless. Would have been called no goal. However, Sarich was able to come up with the stop. Titans looking to set something up in the zone. Bouncing shot goes just wide of the goaltender. In net for the Heat, Lucas Vining. So we cross the half. As Gale was trying to fight for it, it bounced out of reach of him. It bounces all the way behind the Titans' goal. Is now picked up outside of the circle. Heat looking to set something up. It's Whaley already with one. Tries to get around. Whaley cutting in. It knocked out of his stick. Second chance opportunity potentially. And it's not going to happen as 30-second shot clock is going to come to an expiry. Now Gadbois brings it in for the Titans. Chips it over to McCormick. McCormick has an open lane as he streaks in, gets a shot off and right off the shoulder of Vining to keep it a 1-0 game. In the arena here up on the scoreboard, they actually have it set as 0-0. I believe that is very incorrect as they did not add the goal. He's looking to cut in and gets knocked hard down his barrel. There's going to be a penalty coming up to the Heat here, nonetheless, for a holding here at 16:33 to go in the first. It's the Heat going to work in the Titans territory. My apologies for the delay there and play-by-plays. It seems our stream is not up at the moment. So the Titans are going to take a call here. It's going to be Austin Allen sitting for 2 for slashing. Four on four now. Down low, getting a shot off. Sarich comes up with the stop. Around the outside, rips one home is Jared CROW. Our apologies on the stream front. For some reason, our YouTube side of things was not cooperating. So thank you so much as we're 5 minutes into this first here. The Heat leading 2-0 on the Titans. Currently a 4-on-4 as we sit for another 30 seconds. Of a holding call to the Heat and a slash to the Titans as he stepped in the crease. Ball went in the net for Josh Little, but he just had a few toes over the line. It's cutting in is Gale. Gale gets a shot off on Sarich, and Sarich able to come away with the stop. Sarich throws it down the floor. Into the corner, running with it as he picked it up is Jack Fry. Jack Fry, his brother Bennett Fry, plays for the St. Albert CROW in Tier 1. It's now Whaley looking for his second. Cuts back instead, passing over to Bishop as Bishop's going to wind and fire one on Sarich, who turns it aside. Right into the middle. Shot. Sarich with the stop. Fresh 30 to work with as Whaley picks it up a little further back. Passes across the floor. Winding up, potentially looking right in the center. Behind the back shot as Bishop was looking for that one, and he is not able to get it past Sarich. Titans looking to go to work in the Heat zone. Looking, firing one from pretty far out was Caden McCormick. Finds its way past Vining. And that one is going to count for the Titans. It's 2-1 Heat lead. As everybody gets back into place here, just over 6.5 gone by. It's off the draw. Looking to grab that one is CROW already with one in this one. CROW finds a lane in, gets a shot off. Sarich was able to come away with the stop. So now it pops up into the middle. Now looking, Trying to fire one, gets one off, and that's going to go off the floor into the netting for Whaley's potential shot. Titans moving back right to left now. Pass down low. Pops back up top. Is just trying to get a shot off and was knocked off kilter momentarily. Can't quite catch what number that was. Swansburg with it for the Heat. Being hounded, finally breaks free with some help from Grisella. Grisella walks in, gets a shot off, and Sarich able to come away with the stop as Sarich didn't know quite where it was. Stuck in the equipment at the moment, finally pops free. So now the Titans going back to work. Passed out to McCormick. McCormick at the top. Finds Gadbois. Gadbois, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Looking right in front, getting a shot off. Is Barrel, and it goes in. As Barrel ties this game at 2s. The Heat pick this one up off the draw. Pass down the close side boards intended for Bishop. Just missed his stick. He's able to pick up the loose ball. Now fighting for it. Finds an open lane. Potentially cut off by 2. Gets a pass off and a quick shot by Sagan. Goes up high. And the referee is going to call this one Titans ball. 11:36 to go in the first frame. Thompson crosses the half. Off to Little. Little with one disallowed goal so far. Out for Gadbois. Gadbois fires from really far out. Gets a piece of Vining. And the Heat able to pick up the rebound, move back left to right. The Heat wearing the yellow with the blue trim. The Titans wearing the green with the yellow trim. This Titans with it. Rubbed out hard along the boards was Stang. Comes out for Way as he just tries to get it past the half. He does, and picked up right in front of the bench by Swansburg. Swansburg to Whaley. Whaley. Spin move. Cuts in, gets a shot off. Gets a piece of Sarich. Picks up his own rebound. Right out in front. Takes a hard, high shot from Stang. Player down on the floor. In some pain here. So we'll be right back from here inside Ardrossan. will play her up under his own power after getting a quick look over by trainer Kim Sidora, which is always good to see. Only a 2-minute penalty has been assessed for high sticking there, as fans in the arena share their displeasure with that call. So the Heat, 2-minute power play to work with. Passing it around the outside. Bishop has it on the close side, cuts in front and getting a shot off. Was Sagan. Stepped inside the crease. I believe Sarich did end up saving all of that. It's now a quick pass up the floor. Grabbed by Thompson. Thompson in all alone, gets a shot off, picks up his own rebound. He is all alone, short-handed against 2 defenders plus a goaltender. He's now being hounded in the far side corner. Cutting around into the close side corner, still being covered. 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Just trying to kill off as much time as he can. Impressive work by Thompson as the Heat finally strip it and move it up. It's Bishop with it. Holding. Pass across the floor, takes a hit from behind is Jack Fry. As Fry takes another hard hit as David Cowan was knocked into him. They're going to award it to the Titans off of that. Titans up the floor. And a bit of a sloppy pass there as Bishop picks it up at the red line. Again for the Heat, still 43 seconds of power play time to go. Hard shot by Fry, stopped by Sarich into the far side corner. Picked up, moving it up as Cowan. Cowan takes a shot from Bishop on his way, gets it across the blue. Still 30 seconds of penalty kill time remains. He's now working for it in the close side corner. Nobody really has an edge until finally Cowan comes out with it. 1 second left on the shot clock. And with that expiry, it's going to be awarded to the Heat with 8.5 to go here in the first. Is Stang about to come out of the box. And we're back 5-on-5. Whaley passed it up to the top. Now looking for a way in and gets knocked down. Was Knapp. Right out in front, pass intended for Grisella, missed his stick. Ended up landing in a Titan stick after hitting the sideboards. And now a pass intended for Gadbois goes just far of him. Into the stick of Tellier. Tellier holds, waits for everybody to make a quick change off here. Now comes up along the close side. Knocked out of the stick of Whaley. Ball still loose. Finally grabbing it is McCormick. McCormick was just stopped on the wrong side of the red line, and now that's going to be called an over and back on the Titans. 7:33. Pass up for Fry. Picked off by Thompson. Thompson circles back at the blue line. Sends it in pretty far down low. Looking for a shot, maybe. Not going to get one. Maybe on a second chance opportunity, just pushing the way in. As Heft was down low looking for a shot. Now Heft again gets a shot. Vining with the stop was inside the crease, so they're going to blow it down immediately. 7 minutes to go in the opening frame. Trying to push past Cowan is Sagan. Lost the ball in the meantime, knocked down was Cowan. Ball now loose. Referees are going to blow this one and award it to the Titans behind their own goal line. Up the close side. Bounce in and out of the stick of Allen as now Bishop grabs it. Bishop right in front gets a shot off. Stopped by Sarich. Amiyot moves it up. He's got some help. Pass across. Looking, winding, firing. Vining comes up with the stop on a streaking Tellier. Nice job by the Titans to strip them of that one. Was Little. As Little tries to use himself, his body as a guard and back his way in. He isn't able to. He's just going to elect for the short pass over to Barrel. Barrel, Gadbois, far side. Now a hard shot that goes just wide, almost took off the head of the referee. Picked up by the Heat on the close side. Running up is Fry. Fry in all alone. Sarich with the stop as Fry gets taken down en route to the net. Loose ball, far side corner. Right in front for the Heat. Spin move, gets a shot off. Was Whaley, again looking for his second of this game. Got the opening goal of this one. As Amiot crosses center, holds it at the red line and just barely passes it off before stepping over the red line. Dangerous play right in front now for Heft. Missed his stick, went wide. Heat pick it up for a fresh 30 with just over 5 to play. Impressive work by Poulin as he moves in the zone using his size to just knock over anybody in his way. Pass across, hard shot now. Bishop getting a lot of looks. Nothing is finding the back of the net, however, so far. I'm sure that's going to change. Is now a quick one-timer shot by Cadu, already with one so far, as they're going to award this ball back to the Titans now with 4:43 to go. Just sent right through center to absolutely nobody except the opponent. Is now back the other way for the Heat. Cadu was right in front trying to catch that one, missed his stick. However, the Heat able to maintain possession as Knapp moved his way into the far side corner. So they're going to award it to the Heat now. Heat fresh 30 to work with in the Titan zone. Slipping a shot was Cadu, gets it right in front, and Sarich gets the initial stop on a shot by Grisella right in front, and it bounced just wide of her and almost into the net. Gets it over to Gadbois. Gadbois fights for it, gets taken down right in front of the Heat bench. So they're going to award this to the Titans. With 3:55 to go here. Pass in front, Gadbois gets a shot off and scores! Hunter Gadbois gets the Titans their first lead of this one with the third unanswered goal. Well, just a reminder that Battle of the Border is back this September in Missoula, Montana. Tour the beautiful University of Montana campus, learn about the CROW LAX program, and full ride scholarships available for Canadians all while taking part in the annual North versus South Box Lacrosse Tournament. You can learn more today by following them on Instagram at Battle of the Border Lax. Picked up by Bishop in center, moves it into the zone, waits for some reinforcements. So he was looking for passing lane to absolutely nobody. Cuts in now, gets a shot off. And the stop by Sarich. As Heat was hanging all over Grady Thompson, no penalty coming up for that. Gerard on the close side boards. Gerard pass right in front, looking for a one-timer. As now ball bounces over to Barrel on the far side, right in front of the Heat bench. Now gets it in front, gets a shot off of the crossbar, was Little. That's Little now kicking the stick of Poulin out of the way. Poulin not too pleased with that one. Nonetheless, play continues. Sagan holding, trying to find a lane around. He doesn't. Dishes over on the far side boards. Now right in front. Bounced out of the stick of Elliott. Nonetheless, Heat maintain possession with 3 seconds left on the shot clock, and a hit from behind by Austin Allen into the boards results in a fresh 30 to work with as the Heat only had about 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Spin move. Looking in is Fry. Knocked out of his stick. now regains it and gets a shot off. Hit somebody in front, was a shot by Elliott. Elliott tries again, gets a shot off and scores it. Gabriel Elliott gets the game tied at 3s. Ball loose off the draw, comes into Titans territory, just scooped ahead by Cowan. Ends up getting picked up by Hordachuk. As Hordachuk looks up, quick shot was Swansburg. Sarich tries to set a pick, give Way some room to work with. Gets it over to Gadbois. Gadbois actually crosses back over the half. Referees don't catch the over and back, and Titans get a lucky break there. McCormick holds at the top, 8 seconds left. Intending for a shot pass in down low, doesn't quite get it. 3 seconds left. There's going to be a penalty coming up on the play for slashing, as the Titans are going to sit for another 2 in the sin bin, as Archer Heft gets 2 for slashing. Minute 45 left in the first. The Heat will have the rest of this period to work with on the power play, as Gabriel Elliott having a discussion with the referee. Captain Caleb Bishop also up there. Elliott heads in. Bishop gets it restarted. Bishop slowly walking it in. Pass down low, back up is Whaley. Whaley to Bishop. Over far side for Elliott. Now down far side corner. Comes up to the top. Bishop now. Hard shot. Sarich comes up with the save. Was stuck in the pads. Pops it out. Minute 15 to go. Titans with possession, shorthanded. As Amiot gets hooked a little bit on the play. Nonetheless, it can't beat the 8 seconds, so Heat are going to gain possession. As Cadu with it, close side. Bishop now up top, running it in. Back for Elliott. Cadu, Elliott. Far side corner. Back up top. Now Cadu and Bishop bounced off the top of his stick. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Got to make something happen. They do get a shot off. Sarich able to come away with the save on a nice shot by Elliott, looking for back-to-back goals. 39-5 to go here in the first. Cowan loses his footing partway up. And now the Heat pop it over. It's going to be an over and back. As Elliott with it over to Cadu on the close side. Cadu loses his footing and gets knocked loose as the player goes down in front of the net of Grady Thompson. And now it's going to be Way moving it up. 15 seconds to go. Way looks behind him, looks who's with him. Just trying to get it further down low. 7 seconds left on the shot clock, or on the game clock here, as Gadbois throws a stick there, and the Heat weren't able to read that the period was about to come to an end. Nonetheless, through the first 20 minutes, 3-3, we are tied here inside our Drawson Recreation Center. My name is Keenan. Thank you so much for watching CROW LAX TV. Well, welcome back inside our Drawson Recreation Centers. We get set for second period action between the Lakeland Heat and the Sherwood Park Titans. Through 20 minutes, we're tied at threes as we are now underway, and they actually didn't reset the clock, the game clock here inside the arena, so that is what you just heard, so they're going to get that restarted. Referee and the timekeepers having a bit of a discussion. Don't think they're too much fans of one another right now. So 16 seconds still remains on the shot, or on the power play for the Heat. As now we're back underway. Stalemate off the draw to start the second for the second time in this one. As Thompson keeps his stick down on it. Now we move over into the far side. Quick shot is streaking in. Sarich able to come up with the stop. Is now fresh out of the box is Heft. Heft down low. They're just going to send this one down. It's going to be a 2-on-0 opportunity. And goes wide of Vining. Doesn't get much closer than that if you're the Heat. Or sorry, if you're the Titans, not the Heat. Good job by the Heat goaltender to keep that one tied at threes. Hard shot goes wide of Sarich. Picked up one more time. Out far by Swansburg. Now the Heat looking to move it in. Cutting in, gets a shot off on Sarich. And now a pass up the boards. Missed everybody. Just trying to grab it and pick it up is Stang. Scooped up now. Being hounded by three different defensemen. And Little, what an impressive job there to maintain that ball. They get a shot off on Vining just from outside. The shot clock was winding down. Gadbois gets a bit of a stick in. No call coming up, though, however. As Poulin passes off, and Whaley is going to get knocked down and off of that ball. Picked up in the close side corner. Battle for it along the boards. Comes out. Now sent way up the floor. Off of the boards and behind the net. Picked up by the Titans. Tellier with it behind. Going in for it was Gerard and missed his stick. Is knocked out of his stick for a second time. Finally picked up by Tellier. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Titans just got to make something happen here. 1 second left. They do get a shot off. However, it does go wide of the net. Now down behind the Titans' goal. As Sarich just tries to place in the right spot and driven hard into the boards. They're going to ward it back to the Titans now as Austin Allen was shaking it off a little bit. As now the Titans move through center. Little spin move is taking a slash across the stomach with Swansburg. No call came up for that one. Now over in the far side corner, Heat regain possession, looking in front, gets a shot off on Sarich. That's going to end up staying behind the goal line. Sarich just coming out of the crease to, or out from right in front of the net, I should say, to pick that one up. Sends it up for Amiot. Noah Amiot holding, waiting, passes off. Now just cutting in, getting a shot down low, stopped by Vining. His stick was in the way. Is now holding it is Williams. Williams breaks free, has a lane, gets a shot off, hits Sarich up into the netting, and I don't think the referees caught that it hit the netting. So the Heat maintain possession as they get a shot off on Sarich once again with the stop. Sarich looking very good so far in this game. Both goaltenders looking very solid to start this game. Grabbed by Elliott in his own zone. Passes across the floor to Swansburg through center. Swansburg. Up top is Fry. Passes off. Now with Cadu. Cadu's going to throw a shot on net that gets turned aside, and not only turned aside, but goes all the way down the floor to Vining. As Vining picks it up, looking to maybe move it quickly. As Vining holds it for a little too long, they're going to award this one to the Titans. Tellier on the close side. Tellier right through center, gets to Gadbois up top here, and now a hard pass across. As the Heat pick it up, as Poulin moves it up, cuts back and passes off, as Gadbois was streaking in to knock him into the boards. That's going to go all the way down the floor. Gadbois on the close side. Pass into the center. Was intended for Barrel as he got tied up. He wasn't able to grab it, so Gadbois grabs his own rebound ball and passes off to Gerard. Gerard right in front for Heft. Bounced out of his stick, and now the Heat go back the other way. Gamache gets a quick shot off on Sarich up into the flags that hang above that side of the arena. It drops down for Gerard. Quick shot, saved by Vining, as the clock is actually not going here in the arena. It sits at 14:19 right now. Don't know what exactly why they haven't started it yet. The referees haven't even picked up on that. It's now on the close side corner, streaking in, cutting, getting a shot off. Sarich comes up with the save, and now it's going to be whistled down. And they're going to award this ball to the Titans. As all the Heat fans are yelling at the timekeepers for the clock. Gadbois behind. Pass off, shot on Vining, saved. Ball is just kind of sitting there, picked up by Vining. Now up the close side, is taking a bit of a slash across the hands with Swansburg. No penalties coming up on that play. Pass off, looking, Elliott scores! Gabriel Elliott gets his second of the game, the first multi-goal scorer of this one. Makes it 4-3 Heat. So 13:55 to play here in the second. 4-3 Heat lead over the Titans. They haven't put the fourth goal up on the board yet, but nonetheless, that's where we sit. It's off the draw, going to be awarded to the Heat. In the zone is Hordachuk with it. Hordachuk trying to get around, hit behind the net. Now sitting behind the Titans net. Everybody's fighting for it here. Finally going to be picked up by the Titans as they move it up. Knocked loose. And they're going to award this to the Titans. $13:25 to go here in the second. It's a little spin move, trying to get around everybody. Now cut off by 3 different Heat defenders and finally dishes it out to Tellier. Ball goes off the backboards up pretty far over and back. Heat fans still getting mad at the timeskeepers here. Ball deep in Heat territory. Awarded to the Titans. Getting it restarted is McCormick. McCormick out on top, and grabbed by Tellier. Gadbois runs it in, stopped by 2 different defenders, and now trying to fire one on net. They're going to say this is going to be Heat ball now with 12.5 to go. As running it in, Williams. Williams gets a shot off on Sarich. Sarich comes up with the stop, comes out to bring it towards her. And intended to be bounced over to Amayat, gets cut off en route as Williams picks that one off. Heat are going to go back to work on the offensive. Looking down low. Knocked loose. Sarich was trying to pick it up, just went wide of the stick. Now just trying to get it to anybody else with 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Fry's going to rip one on net wide. 2-1. That's going to do it for the shot clock and going to be called an over and back anyway. So 11:43 to play here in the second. Gadbois up at the blue line. Pass off onto the far side. As Gerard holds. Gerard trying to go down low. Picked off by Elliott. As now Elliott's going to move up. Gadbois was taken down off the play. Nothing coming up as Sarich stops that one up, sends it back through center for Hoover. Hoover, just a couple guys on him, just shovels it over to Gadbois. Now down low, trying to back in. Can't quite get a shot off as 2 defenders are right there. Maybe needs a passing lane opportunity as Tellier comes in to throw a pick, give a bit of assistance, get some guys off here. As that was floated in towards the net. Nobody was there to meet it. So 10:50 to go here in the second. Over to Gale. Gale down the close side boards. Trying to cut in was Sagan. Now looking in the middle. It's a nice pass opportunity by Knapp. Nobody was there to meet that. As the Heat just all over the Titans right now. Titans awarded the ball off the 30-second shot clock violation. Way off to Gadbois. Gadbois pass off and shot by Little goes just wide and out of play. Swansburg with it now. Knocked off of it. Now running it through center. Slowed down was Allen, but still able to cross the half in time. Sent across the floor. Looking, winding, fires one. And goes off the floor and wide. The Titans fighting to keep possession against a Heat that's been very strong on the back check. As Fry just keeps scooping it up. Rips one home over the shoulder of Sarich. Jack Fry gets his first of this one. It's 5-3 Heat. Way with it off the draw by Bishop. It's knocked loose by Bordelot. Bordelot gets it in. It's going to be a 2-on-0 opportunity here for the Heat. And bringing it in and scores is Bishop. Caleb Bishop finally rewarded with a goal. With 8:59 to play in the second. And with that, it's going to be a timeout called for the Titans after 2 goals in fairly quick succession. Well, this is a good time to remind you that Battle of the Border is back this September in Missoula, Montana. Tour the beautiful University of Montana campus to learn about the CROW LAX program and full-ride scholarships available for Canadians, all while taking part in the annual North versus South Box Lacrosse Tournament. You can learn more today by following them on Instagram at Battle of the Border Lax. And be sure to follow CROW LAX TV. We're on Instagram. We're on X at CROW LAX TV on both. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell. Be notified every time we go live all season long across Junior B Tier 1, Junior B Tier 2, Alberta Major Female, and Senior B. Titans looking to use that to regroup here as we're back underway. They're saying that the score is 6-3. I believe it should be 5-3, but I don't know if maybe I missed a goal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did miss a goal at some point. 6-3 is the correct score right now. Don't know where I missed a goal when I was saying things, but I have 6 on my sheet for the Heat. As the ball bounces all the way down deep into Heat territory, they're going to pick this one up and just send that one right through center. Knocked down was Whaley. As they get a shot off on Sarich. Heat pick that one back off as Cadu. For them to go back to work, Titans able to pick that one off once again. As Amayat gonna walk in all alone here, gets a shot off and Vine and comes up with a big stop. Pass through center, 2-on-0 again, and a shot on Sarich's. The back referee is yelling as he called down the play. It's going to be a penalty to the Heat here for too many players on the floor. So the Heat are going to head back to the sin bin for, I believe, only the second time in this game. So it's going to be a 2-minute power play here for the Titans. This is the time where they need to start clawing their way back into this one. Down by a triple. Gadbois got it. It rolled out of his stick as he was open for a shot. Ball bouncing pretty far down, stopped up by the Titans, Josh Little. Gadbois walks in and scores backdoor. Get his second of the game. Gadbois was just hanging out there in his office waiting, and he found the twine, cut the lead down to 2. .720 to play in the second. Passed back through center. And a pass up was stopped up. As now Cowan brings it across the center for the Titans. Brought in by the Titans, looking, getting a shot off, Vining with the stop. The second chance opportunity, didn't get an entire piece of it as Gadbois throws a slash that actually may have hit Sagan in the head. There's going to be no penalty coming up here, as Heat fans angry that there was no penalty on the first one, but they do get one on this second one, as Sarich is going to touch it up. Heat are going to go back to work on the man advantage once again. It's a slashing call on the Titans. Heat on the outside. Cadu with it. Cadu gets a shot off. Sarich gets enough of a piece of it that it just barely stays out. Now sent up through center. Looking all alone was Thompson. Thompson wasn't able to gain all of it. Thompson trying to back down into it. Still trying to back in. Pushed down to the floor. There's 2 Heat players right on top of him. Finally, the referee's going to blow the whistle and award this ball to the Heat with 6:03 to go here in the second. Heat up through center. Up at the top, Elliott. Elliott already with 2, looking for a hat trick now. Back to Elliott up top. Elliott's going to throw one towards the net. Gets a piece of Sarich and goes wide. As a pass down low was found and put in the net by Jack Fry. Was just waiting there, puts it far side on Sarich. (7-4) Heat lead over the Titans. As the Heat looking to get one more once again, as it was a 3-on-1 opportunity. Heat still going to work. Throws another shot on Sarich and comes up with the stop again into the equipment. Final 5 to play in the second. As Amayat brings it across the half. Pass over onto the far side for Gerard. Gerard at about the blue line. Still holding. Gerard moves it up. And a pass intended for Little. Missed his stick as he was just a step ahead of tossing that one on net. in the Titan zone. Poulin gets it over as Gadbois knocks the stick out of the hands of, I believe that was Bebeau. Allen to Gadbois. Cross floor pass, missed Barrel. Barrel throws his head up in anguish that he missed that one. As Gadbois takes a couple slashes on Bebeau. Cross pass behind the back pass now and gets a shot off is Whaley. And it went in. Referee signals. That's a goal. Jonah Whaley gets his second of the game to make it 8-4. Scooped back by Way as Cadu comes in. Pick that one off. 2-on-1 opportunity now for the Heat, looking to go far side on Sarich. Comes up with the save. Sarich sends that through center. Amiyot slows it down. Gadbois with it. Runs it in, gets a bouncing shot off. Almost gained his own rebound, just was a step too far. As Gadbois now exchanging some shots here with Swansburg. And they're only going to send Swansburg as Gadbois is going to throw some words. It'll be a 2-minute interference call on Swansburg here with 3:19 to go in the second. Heat still leading by double the Titans. It's 8-4. Ball in the far side corner. Fighting for it. Going to be won, or awarded, I should say, to the Heat. Pass up through center for Elliott. Elliott slowly runs it in, covered by Gadbois. Elliott takes one, maybe two, as Gadbois pops it loose. Now it's going to be a 2-on-1 opportunity for the Titans on the power play. Gadbois is going to run it in, take a hard shot that goes just wide as he loses his footing. And they're going to call this an over and back, I believe, here. So it's going to be Heat. Ball, 2:40 to play in the second. Heat bring it in, looking, firing one on the close side was Sagan. And now firing another one from up high. Sarich able to keep that one out of the net, turns it aside. Amiyot crosses the half. Easy pass to Little. Little over onto the close side, knocked loose by the Heat. As Bordelot brings it across with Bishop. Bishop back to Bordelot. Bordelot fires one. Sarich gets a shoulder on it to make the stop. Ball bounces down, stays with Heat possession, however, as they're just going to send that one down the floor. Heat still shorthanded for another 23 seconds. As a couple shots being taken here, awarded to the Titans. Way looks up, checks the clock to see how much time he has to work with. Passes off to Little. Now Gerard, far side corner. Gerard up top, Barrel. Barrel, now a hard shot by Tellier, gets tossed aside by Vining up into the netting. It's a minute 19. Bounced over to Tellier. Back 5-on-5. Now right in front was Heft. Vining was able to read that one. Final minute of the second, another shot on Vining, turned aside in the far side corner. Now grabbed by the Heat as they're trying to bring it up. Knocked loose by the Titans as they get a shot off. Vining comes up with the stop. Ball still loose. Second chance opportunity. Stopped again. Tellier on the close side board. Slips a shot by Elliott. Tellier now throws a shot on net. And grabbed by one of Vining's teammates. It's now Swansburg. Fresh out of the box at the blue line. Fakes a pass to Elliott. Elliott pretending he still had the ball. As now Elliott now has it for real, gets a shot off and gets knocked down. As referees blow the whistle here. So Heat get it restarted with just under 18 to play. Cadu. Pass over to Fry. Fry on the outside looking in for Knapp. Missed him, 7 seconds left. Heat got to make a shot happen and make it happen fast. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. 1.4 when they blow the whistle for being out of play. And that's basically going to do it here. For the second, through 40 minutes, the Heat doubled up on the Titans. 8-4 is where we sit. You're watching CROW LAX TV. We'll be back with the third. Welcome back inside our Drawson Recreation Center. Third period action about to get underway between the Lakeland Heat and the Sherwood Park Titans. Through 40 minutes, 8-4, Lakeland doubled up on the Titans. Off the draw, picked up by the Titans. Running it in now is Heft. Heft in. Gets a shot off. McCormick was hovering, waiting for potentially a rebound to one that never ended up coming to him. As now down is Bishop. Bishop was looking for a potential opportunity there already with one so far in this game. Swings it over to Cadu. Cadu at the top, comes down low, trying to back in against Thompson. Can't quite get there, gets a shot off on Sarich with the stop. Brings it in is Allen, slows it down at the blue line. Up to Barrel. Barrel holds and waits, gets around his man with a nice pick set by Little. Barrel gets met with another defender, however, so goes for a cross floor pass to Tellier. Ball loose, bounces into the far side corner. Grabbed and now brought through center by Tevin Williams. Slows down right inside the red line, calls a couple shots here as he waits for everybody to populate the floor once more. Williams gets some help from Whaley. Cuts in. Williams has an open lane to the neck. It's a shot off of the shoulder of Sarich. It's Grisella fighting for it for the Heat. Ends up picking that one up. Grisella looking for a shot. Gets one off and hits a body in front. No shot through, and happens twice in a row now as the Titans are going to be on the penalty kill here next time they touch up the ball, as the Heat maintaining possession. 15 seconds left on their shot clock at the moment. Trying to get something going here. 8 seconds left, still on the man advantage. Gets a shot off and scores on the delayed penalty call. It's going to be, I believe, Tyler Swansburg that gets awarded this one. I am very incorrect that it was Jonah Whaley with his hat trick goal. From my angle, the 1 and the 7 looked very similar. So off the delayed call, the Heat go up by 5 on the Titans. The Titans looking to start mounting the comeback, and they want to do it soon as they're in the final, as we are just over 2 minutes gone by here in the third. My time is very off today as Gadbois trying to throw a block on Vining. As Gadbois regains it now, Gadbois gets a shot off Vining, comes up with the save. Nice job by Vining to read that. Gadbois was looking backdoor for a second chance opportunity. Wasn't able to get it on the net the way he wanted. Heft grabs it, holds it at the blue line right in front of the Heat bench. Just waits for everybody to change off and get fresh onto the floor. This player got knocked down behind the play. They're going to award this to the Heat. 17-10 to go. Up the close side boards with Sagan. Sagan going to walk in, gets a shot off, goes just wide of Sarich, pops all the way pretty far out, and regained by Sagan as he's going to drop it for the Titans as that went into the netting. Crosses the half just in time as the Heat trying to scoop it up here. As they don't. A nice job by Amayat to use his body to get in the way. As Gadbois is going to put a shot on net just to the far side and passes Vining. As Gadbois gets his hat trick goal on an absolute beauty of a shot streaking across the crease. Titans Down by 4 once more. They've got to make something happen and make it happen soon. As much as I say that, there is still over 16 and a half to play. Still plenty of time for the Titans to come back. CROW bringing it in for the Heat against 2 separate defenders, still holding it, and finally loses it. Scooped up by Amiot as he gets stopped up by CROW en route to the half and gets tripped up there. The penalty is going to be coming up on the play to the Heat as they touch it up. That's going to be a 2-minute tripping call to Jonah Whaley. So Whaley not pleased with the call, feels that his stick wasn't quite in the way. Nonetheless, he'll get a taste of the penalty box. Two-minute power play has commenced for the Titans once more. No power play goals so far in this game. I believe I am actually very incorrect in saying that. I'm pretty sure the Heat have actually scored at least one. Titans on the outside, up to the top, rips one on Vining. Was little. As a couple guys go down, as the Titans may be looking for a defensive change real quick here, as they're going to award it to the Titans now. Fresh 30 to work with, minute and a half of power play time to go. Girard over to Gadbois. Gadbois still holding it. Was covered by about 2 or 3 different defenders. Nice job by him to maintain possession. Pass across, misses everybody. Picked up, though, by Girard. Gets it to Barrel. Now over on the far side, back down low for Gadbois. Looking back up top for Girard, who was cutting into the middle. Missed him. Now a shot on net. Misses everybody. Picked up by the Heat. As now the Heat are going to streak in. It's going to be Williams. Williams, though, about halfway to the net, just stops dead in his tracks. Maybe trying to throw off some of the Titans' defenders here. Still another 43 seconds left on the tripping penalty to the Heat. Williams doing a nice job of holding against the defensive pressure by Cowan as throws one on net onto Sarich. Maybe a second chance opportunity as the Heat are right there hovering. Ball currently loose. There's going to be a couple extra pushing and shoving by Cowan and Williams as they're going to keep exchanging words basically all the way to the benches. Gadbois gets it over to Girard. Girard being covered by Bishop. Cross floor pass, 9 seconds left on the power play. Rips one down low, hits a body in front. Second chance opportunity goes just wide. Third chance opportunity, Vining stops. Maybe a fourth chance. So he had stopped again. Back 5 on 5. Fifth chance shot goes over the net. Is now fresh out of the box is Whaley. Whaley already with 3. Whaley holds. Cross floor pass. Shot on net and scores on Sarich. As Cash Sagan, well, he can cash that check of a goal. As once again, the Heat doubled up on the Titans, 10-5. Elliott going to take the draw against Way with just under 14 to play. Loose off the draw, picked up by Way, just behind him. As he brings it across the red line, slows it down just inside the blue. Into the top for Barrel. Barrel trying to find a lane across, looking right in front. Passed instead to Gadbois on the far side and back into the front 4. Barrel missed him, picked up by the Heat. Is now bringing it up. And a quick pass right along the close side to Bishop. Bishop passes off, looking to wind up was Jack Fry. And Grisella was trying to get a pass. It was a bit, maybe had a little too much heat on it, no pun intended. Nonetheless, Bishop now walks in, gets a shot off on Sarich. I believe it's stuck in Sarich's equipment again. Gadbois, close side. Passes off to right in front of the Heat bench, just barely avoiding the over and back was Tellier. Now finally going to be picked up by Barrel. Barrel to Gadbois. Gadbois gets around his man, looking for a shot off. Gets one on Vining. Goes into the close side corner, picked up by Gerard. Gerard calling a shot, make sure he gets a guy in the lane that he wants to, as steps in the crease on the shot was, I believe, Tellier. Gale with it for the Heat in the close side boards, bounce pass right into the center for Castenbabo. Sorry, that was not Castenbabo, that's Kyle Babo, my apologies. It's now a shot by Jack Fry. Spin move by Allen. Allen can't get around his defender. It's a nice job by Gamache. Just block that lane, and now streaking in are the Titans, looking for a shot, and Vining gets the save as an extra shot was thrown on a Titan who is now down on the floor in a bit of pain here. Holding the shoulder and running to the bench, as you can see on your screen here. It's definitely in some pain. Trainer Taryn McIntyre going to take a look as referees are having a discussion now. So 11:44 to play. Just a reminder, Battle of the Border is back this September in Missoula, Montana. You can tour the beautiful University of Montana campus, learn about the CROW LAX program, and full ride scholarships available for Canadians, all while taking part in the annual North versus South Box Lacrosse Tournament. You can learn more today by visiting them on Instagram at Battle of the Border Lax. Bringing it into the zone is Elliott. Elliott gets slowed down, stopped up, driven hard into the boards by Amayat, and now right in front gets a shot off on Sarich. Was Grisella. Sorry, Sagan. The 6s and the 8s on the Heat jerseys look very similar from my angle, so I apologize. This netting, the black netting in here, does not help in the slightest. It's going to be awarded to the Heat as Sagan has it at the blue line. Slowed down. Gets it right in front and getting a nice shot off was Jared Cadu. Sarich able to make the stop. Pass over to Gerard. Gerard crosses the half at 7. Gerard looking for somebody. Finds one in McCormick, but not before it gets stripped away by Poulin. Low shot by Fry, looking for a second chance that goes wide. Heat maintaining possession, Whaley with it. Whaley already with 3 so far. Right in front. Now just trying to shove his way in. Now up at the top for Elliott, who rips one just wide. Ball loose right in the center. Heat able to pick that one back up as we cross the halfway point of the third and final frame. As they throw a shot on net after it goes off, and now there's an extra shot being thrown, and we're gonna have some fisticuffs being thrown here inside our Drawson as everybody's starting to dogpile on one another. As still they're going at it. Everybody's in there. Both referees are in there. They are not separating them in the slightest. Everybody just It's a yard sale right now here in Ardrossan as everybody's still down on top of one another. Referees still blowing the whistles. Everybody's still all over. We'll see how they set this one up. As still calling for somebody to fight him is Noah Amayat. He's right by the bench. So we'll see how the referees sort this one out. All right, so everything has now been sorted here inside our Drawson Recreation Center. So we're going to continue to play 5-on-5 here. The official calls are going to be to Noah Amayat of the Titans. He gets 5 minutes plus a match penalty for a check from behind. On the other side for Lakeland, number 14, Jonah Whaley, he gets 5 minutes for fighting and a game misconduct. And that's what we officially get. 5-on-5 is how we're going to play. I'm a little bit surprised there wasn't more handed out through all that. Nonetheless, I believe it's going to be Deacon Knapp who is serving the penalty to Whaley. And on the Titan side, it's Matthew Drolette who is serving it for the Titans. Noah Amayat. Both those guys serving just a 5, so they'll be out at 4:56, or the stoppage after 4:56 left in this game. So again, that's Sherwood Park, Noah Amayat. 5 minutes plus a match penalty for a check from behind. Lakeland, Jonah Whaley, 5 minute for fighting plus a game misconduct. Finally, we're back underway after a solid little, 8 to 10 minute break here, as now Cowan has it. Right in the top here as stick gets knocked out of the hands by Tellier. Pass up to Little. Little trying to get his way around. Gale gets a shot off that goes wide, bounces pretty far down the floor, as that's going to bounce off of the boards, called an over and back. Awarded now to the Heat as Bordelot gets a shot off on Sarich, makes the stop. Now Amayat, the other one of Jacob, who wears number 2, brings it across into the half, passes off to Gerard. Gerard. Cross floor pass over to McCormick. McCormick at the top to Gadbois on the far side. Gadbois, cross pass intended for McCormick once more, missed him. Picked up by the Heat, is now running it up through center. Is Poulin. Poulin slowed down by Hoover and pushed back a little bit. Finally passes it over, and now down low to Bishop. Bishop in all alone, jumping shot backwards on far side of Sarich, goes in. Caleb Bishop makes it 11-5. .30 to play. Off the draw, popped back very nicely by Riley Barrel. Unfortunately, it ends up in the stick of Cadu for the Titans, as Cadu's going to throw it on net and scores. Cadu streaking in, finds its way past Sarich, and just like that, in a matter of about 9 seconds, the Heat score 2, go up by 7. It's 12-5. Thrown back off the draw to Cadu once more. Cadu just got his second of this game. Passes it down low on the far side. Trying to cut in. Little spin move is Sagan. Sagan passes back along the far side. Boards now up to Elliott at the top. Now on the close side to Bishop. Now back across is Fry. And Grisella was looking for potentially an opportunity there. As now Elliott has it, throws one on net, gets a fresh 30 to work with. Ball still loose, picked up by Elliott, throws another one on net. Maybe a third chance. Grisella, that one is going to go in. Andrew Grisella gets his first to make it 13-5. Off the draw, Titans moving it in, getting a shot off and scores immediately. Austin Allen. Just like that, that's 4 goals in about 50 seconds of time played here in the third. I think we may be in for some back and forth action to finish this game off. Off the draw, ball still loose, finally going to be scooped up by Amiot over in front of his bench. He's going to pass it down low quickly, and now the Titans are going to rip one just wide, and that one goes up. Basically, if there was no netting up top, there's actually a kind of track that goes above us here inside this arena. It's like a running track for the general public. As that ball actually would have ended up there, is now streaking in, gets a shot off. Are the Heat was Cash Sagan. So the Titans come in, get a shot off on Vining. Ball bounces up into the netting on the close side as Gadbois' stick was knocked out of his hands. Now Tellier off to McCormick, back to Tellier. To Gadbois, far side corner. Gadbois up to Little. Little trying to streak in, gets a shot off that I don't believe got a piece of Vining, as there's going to be some pushing and shoving in front of the net that the referee was kind of right on top of. Nothing's really coming of it, as they're still giving each other the business here, as now there is a penalty coming up on the play as player finally goes down and still throwing some, and maybe we'll get a little bit more here. As Bowden Hordachuk just kept giving the business to, I believe it was Archer Heft. It is going to be a 2-minute cross-checking call to Hordachuk with 6:23 to play. Barrel passing off on the power play opportunity here. Barrel over close side for Little. Little. Barrel. Tellier, Gadbois, and Gadbois was looking to go to Little, and now it's going to be a breakaway opportunity here for Carter Gale as he's going to put it home. Carter Gale gets his first of the game, makes it 14-6 on a short-handed marker. .552 to go. Titans still on the power play for another minute 29. Scooped back by way to a teammate in Cowan. Cowan gives it off to Tellier. Tellier checks behind him. Off to Barrel. Little. Now down low. Back up to Barrel. Barrel, far side now is Gadbois, and looking for Little, who is jumping for a potential one-timer opportunity. Just missed it as the Titans are maintaining possession as stick now falls out of the hands of Williams, and player goes down, and an extra little kick actually by Bordelot that the referees didn't catch on Barrel, as Gadbois has it far side corner. Gadbois up top, Gerard. Gerard passes off. Regains at the top. Down to Gadbois. Gadbois with a hard one-time shot goes off the far side post and into the stick of Tellier. as Gadbois is now down in pain on the floor. Referees haven't called it down, and now they finally do. So I believe Gadbois was knocked down. And now officially Knapp and Gillette are going to come out of the box. Trainer Taryn McIntyre heading over to check on Gadbois here with 4:40 to play inside Ardrossan. So good news, Hunter Gadbois is up under his own power. As he slowly makes his way back to the bench, he did take off the jersey as he's getting to the bench, as he might have just barely caught there as he got there. I'm going to assume that means he is done for the night, as he's still limping towards the dressing room. Taryn McIntyre, trainer of the Sherwood Park Titans, close in tow. Referee having a discussion with the two men in the face-off dot. In Brandon Way, and I believe that's Gabriel Elliott. That discussion finally finishes. Players down, balls down, and we are back underway for the final 4:40. Grabbed by Swansburg. Swansburg runs it up in the close side corner, slowed down. Cowan was able to read that. As Cowan stays all over him, Ways with him. As he gets some help. Swansburg still trying to push his way in, gets a shot off as he was hit. I think it may have actually been knocked out of his stick, as the Titans gained it pretty quickly after that. Shoveled over to Gerard as Gerard slowly walks it in with 4:08 to go. We're back 5-on-5. Pass for Barrel. Missed him, picked up by a Heat player. Is brought in, streaking in is Sagan. Sagan cuts back. Gets it over to Cadu. Cadu up top. Now back over to Cadu. Elliott fires one just wide. Goes off of the stanchion a little bit weird. Ends up in the stick of Jacob Amayot as he's going to move it up. Amayot trying to keep himself off the defenders who just freshly came onto the floor, like maybe a meter behind him. Right at the red line. Dangerous play to stay there. Gets it to Way down low. Way, and gets it right in front for Little, who's coming in, puts it off the top of the crossbar. That's going to be an over and back, I believe, but it bounces into the bench. They're going to award it to the Titans with 3 minutes and 1 second to go. I believe there's an equipment issue here for Lucas Vining, as the front referee blows the whistle. Looks like it's a helmet issue for Vining, so Vining just getting looked at right now by the coaching staff. Well, we thank you again so much for tuning in to CROW LAX TV this afternoon. My name is Keenan, bringing you all of the action from inside our Ardrossan Recreation Center. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Be notified every single time we go live all season long across Junior B Tier 1, Junior B Tier 2, Alberta Major Female, and Senior B, as well as new episodes of the Junior Beast podcast, the podcast where Mohammed, my co-host, along with myself, break down everything Junior B Tier 1 circuit weekly. We got some special guests. Last week we had special guest Cody Jansen, formerly of CROW LAX TV and a founder of CROW LAX TV, who now does play-by-play on TSN for the Saskatchewan Rush. It's a pleasure having him join us last week. And coming up, not this coming week, so by the time you're seeing this, this is Sunday, so not this coming week, but the following week, we're going to have a special guest from the South as play-by-play Simon. I don't want to butcher your last name, Simon. I want to say it's always Sizikowski, but I know that is very incorrect. I need to hear you say it a couple more times. As Simon will join us to give us all his opinions on everything South and Central. And then in only a couple weeks, we'll have Cody Jansen back on the Junior Beast podcast as we get set for playoff action coming up in less than a month. As the Titans move it in, get a quick shot off by Allen. It's going to go into the close side corner. Cross the half, and jumping was little to keep it on the proper side. Nonetheless, it's going to go all the way back down behind the Titans goal line now. Sent up on the close side. Allen thought he had it in his stick. It just bounced out. Just unfortunate timing as Allen doing a nice job of keeping that on the proper side of the red line. Knocked out of the stick of Bishop. Still grabbed by Heft. Heft gets a shot on that goes just wide. Pops up into the stick of Hordachuk. Hordachuk across the half. He's against two Titans defenders. Hordachuk just trying to bulldoze his way in against Cowan. As the back referee is going to blow a penalty. As there's going to be an interference call here against Archer Heft of the Titans. So that's basically going to do it here. With 2:05 to go, there's a second Titan actually going towards the bench. Are they calling two penalties here? There are two Titans in the box now. Archer Heft and David Cowan. So I believe we're actually going to play 5-on-3 here. Referee is still trying to figure this out. As it looks like the front referee is actually calling David Cowan for a penalty on when Hordachuk was coming in and bulldozing. It looks like the referee said that he kind of got down and tripped him up. Not 100% sure. Nonetheless, we are playing 5-on-3 for the next 2 minutes of this one, which basically takes us right to the end of the game. So the Heat have essentially won this game. We'll see if they pad up their stats a little bit as Bishop just throws one on tight against Sarich. Out far now, back down low for Bishop. As that actually does get past Sarich, but goes off of, I believe that's the crossbar and out. As Sarich is trying to send that one down. Missed Elliott as Elliott was trying to pick that one off. Ends up with Thompson. Thompson holds it against two different defenders. As he's the only one that's up, as he's now being manhandled by three separate Heat players. Just trying to regain this ball. As finally they do. Swansburg holds it on the close side, fakes a pass to Cadu. While keeping it. Pass across the floor. Now picked up by the Titans. And just trying to get it out of there was Jacob Amiyot. As he does, that bounces all the way back down to Lucas Vining. Vining up to Elliott. Elliott's going to send that down. Cadu is going to rip a shot. Second chance by Bishop, maybe. Instead, passes over to Sagan, and Sagan is going to backdoor it to make it a 15-6 game. So now one of these two players in the box should be coming out. And they're going to say that it's going to be David Cowan that comes out, as Archer Heft is going to remain for another 27 seconds. 32.8 left on the clock here. As ball sits in the far side corner, going to be picked up by Amayot behind his own goal line. As Amayot gets tripped up by another player who was knocked down. As now the Heat look to get another one maybe. Nice shot there. 12 seconds left in this game. As the Heat throw another one on Sarich, pick up their own rebound, 4 seconds left. The Heat maybe have time for one last shot as the final buzzer is going to go. And that is going to do it. From here inside our Drawson Recreation Center, your final score, the Lakeland Heat 15, Sherwood Park Titans 6. Well, my name is Keenan. Thank you so much for tuning into CROW LAX TV. We've got 2 more games on tap for you tonight as the Capital Region Saints of Alberta Major Female are taking on the St. Albert Senior Drillers. I believe that game is currently live right now on CROW. And coming up a bit later this evening, the Junior B Tier 1 matchup between the St. Albert Crude and the Edmonton Warriors. Zach will have the call for you, both with the Saints and with the Warriors. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Keenan. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great rest of your Father's Day weekend.